Hey, hey, warriors, how goes it? How goes the reclamation of your own light? How goes that journey? Welcome. My name's lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. I'm very excited for all of us, for all of you who are joining this, because you know what? It feels like victory is on the horizon. I'm not into, blood, guts, and gore. Let's be honest, though. We've all lived an experience of blood, guts, and gore. And now it's time for more. It's time for so much more. So before I get too ahead of myself, I'm just going to settle myself. I contemplated last minute standing up, and then I'm like, nah, I don't want to stand up. I want to sit. Had my guides insisted, I would have stood up, but it's kind of like it was a toss of the dice, a roll of the dice. What's it going to be? At this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind, with the intention of supporting victory that is ours, manifesting at this time via the pathway of personal responsibility and our very own calm central nervous system. Settling in, I hear as I'm saying that, settling in to the warmness of feelings of security and receptivity from within the experience. So I feel like a little bit of singing bowl is in order here too. So how's everyone doing? Today we're going to touch on the astrology of it all. It is the 7th of August, and let the A in August this year and all years going forward stand for authenticity and the season of rebirth of ourselves over and over and over again into a more authentic expression of divine consciousness, of the soul. Hey, sweet pea, how goes it? Welcome. How you doing? So I shared a song. What did I share here? So the other day after the live, the song Warrior, Pat Benatar did a version. I think the lady's name was Patti Smith, and the group Scandal or whatever, they did a version of it. Shooting at the walls of heartache, bang, bang, I am the warrior. And what are we the warriors of? We are the rainbow warriors that, so many prophecies, 333 on the clock, so many prophecies spoke about. We are the humans, HUE, which really could be the representation. It is the representation of the rainbow warriors of light who came to this life to face fright, to face trauma head on, and through all of it, to deepen our connection to source, deepen our connection to the essence of our soul that came in a human to grow and in a human to evolve and to really embrace our own divinity and embrace the experience of being the softness of soul in a world of humans hardened by what they think they know. We're each here for soul growth. So with that being said, I'm going to get into what came through today. So I'm not going to go back and revisit the messages around the Aquarius full moon that were shared here on Tuesday. So if you want to have a look at the first part, which was 2 pages of channeled messages, you can go back to Tuesday, August the 5th. You can go back and have a look at that. I just want to pick up today where I began connecting this morning. And yesterday there was a strong call. I had set up, I had brought the cards out here. I just saw a big flash of silver light over here. And I'm really feeling the energy as I connect with that flash that I saw of Melchizedek. And if those of you who have been hanging out for a while will remember, like maybe a decade ago, that what came through was the mighty M's, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, and Melchizedek. And Melchizedek's always like that wizard energy, Merlin type energy. That's how I connect. And so that's what I'm feeling here right now. So what I'm hearing is the alchemist transforming in the flesh, through the flesh. And it's all been, everything to this point has been preparation for the sacred union that is now about to take place in the flesh, the experience of just the experience of the sacred union in the flesh. Yeah, the lights in my house have been flickering a lot as well. And I'm really feeling that this is a tipping point for us personally and collectively. So I've been feeling for quite some time as we approach, well, we're in the month of my birth to earth in this lifetime as lisalyle. And so this time of year, it's always a time of great introspection. I mean, when am I not introspective? But more so at this time. And I will say 7 years coming into the 7th birthday season without the experience of Frank in the flesh, it's like this 7-year itch. And what spirit is really asking me to acknowledge at this time, I don't want to get emotional about it. Yet everything's emotional. I'm so emotional. Stabilized emotions, though, for the most part, most of the time. Spiritually imperfect, or imperfectly spiritual, imperfectly human. Anywho, that's another thing. It's funny that came out again tonight, because I was saying anywho quite a bit on Tuesday in the live. And then later that evening after work, I was looking through my memories on Facebook and realized it was the anniversary of the transition of my Aunt Diane 3 years ago. And my middle name is Diane. And, there's been a lot. So anywho is something that she used to say all the time. I didn't even make the connection, but I did say in the video, apparently I like saying anywho today. And that's totally her energy. And it's really funny because as people transition, as people move into the spiritual realms, there's this period of time where we, the human who's still left here in the density of the spiritual experience, there becomes a period of time where we have to readjust and reacquaint ourselves to that energy. And so 3 years, my aunt has been around a lot, and yet I didn't really recognize it until after the fact. And so it's a beautiful, again, it's just really a beautiful experience of the expansion into the embrace of unconditional love. Anywho, Anywho, let's get to what came through today. So Aquarius, we're having our Aquarius full moon on the 9th at 3:54 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And full moons are always about illumination. And illumination and perhaps the coming to light of the seeds that we planted back with the Leo new moon, the seeds of delight, right? Because we've been feeling this excitement building, and we've been feeling also this call to reacquaint ourselves with the greater community, if you will. So this Aquarius full moon is, I was guided to write community, big picture, soul family reunion. Remember, we have our North Node in Pisces, which is about our destiny. And the South Node is there in Virgo, which is about karmic justice, karmic rewards, reaping the seeds we have sown, basically. They're saying, Lisa, don't forget. So I won't forget. So in my books, and whether I'm at work or wherever I am, sometimes stuff comes through. So I just have to grab pen and paper and write what comes in. And so this was in the page today of my book that I'm currently writing in. And looky what we have here. So this is back from February of this year. And it was an intense time. Think back to January, February of this year. What was going on in your life? What doors were slamming, or perhaps what opportunities were presented for a deeper healing of the human as the embodiment of the soul in this life experience? I know. Yeah, is it making sense? So I'm guided to share about this. We'll read this first and then we'll connect, because this is the new moon in Aquarius. And now that moon has completed a cycle. We're coming to the full moon in Aquarius. February to August, 7 months later. So the new moon in Aquarius was at 9 degrees, and it was the birth, if you will, of the year of the snake. The year of the snake, which we're in, is about shedding skin, shedding everything that really does not support the expansion into love in the experience, in the tactile, the touch, the hugs, this kind of stuff. 1313. So the year of the snake, shed, transform, reborn. It was said about that moon that it was about the dreamer, our imagination, shaping the future of our dreams. So how have we been doing? I'm feeling all antsy. I should have stood up today. You are worth so much more was written here. And this came through at work, obviously, because this is a scrap piece of paper from work. So watering seeds, that's interesting, considering what I was the last thing I was guided to write here today. That's very interesting. Watering seeds and blowing wishes. Trust your inner vision and your intuition. Spirit is speaking. What are you seeking was the question at that time. At that time, we may have been feeling stuff, and we may still be. My hip, I keep banging my right hip. Oh my gosh, it hurts. I knocked into something yesterday and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so tender. So tender. So back in February, we may have been feeling it in our calves, shins, ankles, our Achilles heel. What still needs to heal was the question. Honor all you feel, even if it's pain. The hip, that's funny, connection, especially pain, as you are being led so that you may experience great abundant gains. Don't be a butt, double T, / bullhead, and ignore what lives within. Proceed with gentleness. No harm will come when you honor the essence of love that lives within. And then I was guided to write these numbers: 21, 4, 4, 4, 9, and 6. And then this affirmation: I now break free from all limitations in my life. I attract new, healthy relationships created from a space of balance. We are the space of balance. And I think this is pretty profound. And this is what I mean. The spiritual realms are all around. And are we able to settle down enough in our experience, the spiritual experience of continuing to be the warrior of the heart, the rainbow, the peaceful warrior of the heart, who came here as an expression of God's masterpiece, living, breathing art. And it's not about how we look. It's not about how we look in the world. It's because most of us don't even really see ourselves anyways. And yet, perhaps at this time, in particular, at this time, you're beginning to see yourself, and you're beginning to reignite the imagination, which supports the illumination of the child of light that lives inside, who was born to thrive, who was born to have that experience of, whatever our, say, fairy tale. Is it a fairy tale or is it the soul's tale? Over and over and over again. The soul's tale, something about the dragon. I just saw a dragon, like the north node and the south node of the moon, the heads and tails. Can we have the experience of both, conquering and overcoming the self-rejection is what I heard. The self-rejection that comes from external projection. It doesn't matter. So for many of us, spiritual warriors, we have may have in our communities for quite some time have felt alienated and isolated, like the lone wolf within the neighborhood. It's the people that you meet when you're walking down the street. It's the people that you meet at home. And how many people know their neighbors these days? What's that song from? Is it Mr. Rogers? Yeah, so we can see how for quite a period of time, we humans have been segregating ourselves more and more within the realm of like virtue signaling, the realm of, oh, I'm so good. I'm such a good human being. Look at me. And it's like, what do you see when you look in the mirror? What do you see when you look in the mirror? And it's like coming face to face with our own fears. And it's also coming face to face with our brilliance. And that's where we're at right now with this Aquarius new moon. It really wants us to I'm trying to meld is the word I'm hearing into our community. Oh, so isolated within the neighborhood, yet we feel here and we feel with our spiritual team in the realms, our loved ones, our angels, God, source. Hopefully we feel we're being asked to pay attention to the wider community that we find, and even in our neighboring communities, the soul family that we're being guided to, that we were meant to enjoy fellowship with in this life, co-creating with the divine. At this time, we are the blossoming seeds of wishes and dreams, the blossoming seeds of consciousness. Mars, so we had Mars in Virgo. Remember, that was about soul on fire. We now have Mars in Libra for the next couple of months. And this is about divine justice. Libra seeks relationship and connection with others. So we have burned through, or we may still be, the coals still may be simmering, probably a good time for marshmallows. How do you do your marshmallows, if you do marshmallows? So they're saying, Lisa, the embers are smoldering. And now is the time for connection with others. Back in April of 2024 is when Mars really began to wrap up some big cycles in our sky. And so that's about a year and a half ago. And that would take us right around the time of the Pisces new moon in 2024. That was a massive catalyst for expansion, expanded healing, karmic healing, sacred deals, being sealed, closed, finito, done. And us as the vehicle of change, as the seed of conscious dreams. I keep hearing that song, Drops of Jupiter. So, and that's funny because I was guided to bring this, which we know is juniper. There is no Jupiter essential oil, but what a nice little slip, isn't it? So Mars has been bringing all this change. And back in April of 2024, it was about closing doors. And that was the first time Mars connected with Saturn and Jupiter. Closing big cycles, I wrote. Paradigm shift. Thousands of years of a cycle closed. Do you understand no, we can't truly understand, can we? Thousands of years cycles wrapping up this paradigm shift. Truly, this has been talked about in the spiritual and new age community for a long time, right? And the paradigm shift is us. And I really feel like it truly started in 2012 with us beginning to truly clear away our own BS, getting over ourselves, if you will. And yet getting to this place where we're all, getting over ourselves and then into ourselves again. Remembering who we are, the child living within skin, the enormity of the experience that we came to be an integral, an interdependent, not a codependent part of the expanded experience of being humans. And this is opening up this planetary realm and the inhabitants on this planet to a great big new cycle of, I just heard Kali Yuga, and then I just heard Kumbaya, come by me, getting to know people in our neighborhood again, growing as a truly sovereign soul, yet within a community and family, each with a really important purpose, each with sacred purpose in the moment. And it all begins with our healing. We've got to heal. We've got to calm ourselves down. We've got to, calm ourselves down. And so this is going to be a big process of reteaching what is the simple spiritual truths for all of us. And we do that by coming down to earth, coming down off of our cloud. No one's going to rain on our parade except ourselves. We do that, right? Kick sand. I had a couple days that I think it was Tuesday at work. I kind of wanted to kick a door. I didn't. I vocalized it though. And we had a giggle about it and carried on with life. So paradigm shift, thousands of years cycles are closed, dreaming the new dream, independence and interdependence. Now we have Saturn and Neptune in Aries, which speaks about this independence and interdependence. Khalil Gibran has a nice piece of prose on, I believe it's on marriage, and it really speaks about the two, and the space between is where the creation takes place. And yet the two are always independent and yet very interdependent, which isn't a bad thing. The codependent energy is the troublesome energy, the toxic. Yeah, we're not here for that anymore, right? We've closed that door. During this time, this is another initiation. So as we've shifted with Libra now, Mars now in Libra, coming out of that Mars and Virgo soul on fire energy, we're now into the divine justice phase of the initiation. And it's about co-creation and expanded consciousness, making the unconscious conscious. So in the flesh, in the tangible, right? Like if we believe who we are, if we truly believe who we are, divine royalty, children of God who came on these missions that we feel in our hearts, right? That have made us feel isolated, alienated, oddball, alone. And we've mastered that part of the experience. We are here now to expand truly into mastery and the where was that? I think it was back from that message from watering. So we've been watering the seeds and blowing our wishes on these winds of change. And now this is where we begin to truly see karmic rewards, destiny unfolding. Like not everybody gets to experience that. And that's okay. We're the ones that are here meant to experience that and lead the way. We are the visionary, making conscious the unconscious. We have Mercury conjunct Pluto. Well, we had Mercury conjunct Pluto back at the end of January of this year. Remember that time? It was like intense, and it was like the quickening of the initiation, the isolation, the alone time, the what we needed. Where was I? So what I wrote here is admit to self first what is real and true for us. And that's where all great journeys begin, right? With our admittance and acceptance of who and what we are. And, the warrior of the heart, the rainbow warrior, the ones that many prophecies have spoken of. This is what we're here for. We are here to rectify and reestablish connection with the sacred divine, like our life each and every day. Breaking out and breaking free. So we do have two kites going on in the sky. I didn't want to get into all the planets. It's like not my thing. If you want like true deep astrology, go there. I'm just like speaking soul, language of the soul. And with these kites, so I drew those two little kites, and then I wrote breaking out and free, evolutionary evolutionary warrior, spiritual warrior. We got Venus now in Cancer with Jupiter, and they're conjunct. And this is about our emotional nature, what we bring to the table. And we were given those words, independence and interdependence. And when we think about our emotional nature in the codependent connections, it's very needy. Oh, I need you to, complete me, or fulfill me, or make me happy, or offer me security, and all these things. And then when people engage in intimacy, like sexual connection, and sexual connection is not always very intimate, right? But when people engage in that way, from the primal nature, if you will, what's activated and triggered is the wounds, the unhealed trauma in the wounds. And so in order to break free, we often have to not engage in that so that we can heal. And that's what the conscious seeker, the spiritual warrior, you and I, that's what we do. And that's where we came to heal, so that we can open up the sacred seal again to the divine blueprint and what God sent us here for, what we agreed that we would accomplish, and then more. So, yeah. So back to Venus conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, our emotional nature, us creating space of feeling safe, like my nest, right? It's almost been a year now not since we've been here, but since I found the place. I was gifted the place on a silver platter, pretty much. Thanks to those who love me unconditionally in the spiritual realms. They pulled it off, and it was a big one. And it's been a really beautiful opportunity of Lisa, a middle-aged menopausal lady who still feels like a child, Lisa coming to complete acceptance of who and what she is. And this season of rebirth, this August, it feels like I have never more authentically shown up in the world as Lisa D. Lyle. And I'm so grateful for this space to have really created safety, security, comfort, a place to relax and unwind, and a place to gain motivation to be more authentic, to be inspired by what we see when we look in the mirror, our authenticity shining through, and being excited about wishes and dreams coming through. I wrote materialized soul fulfillment. We are evolutionary eternal souls now in a temporary human home, HUE. How is our relationship with the world around us? All our mirrors. Are you prepared to elevate, integrate, and co-create? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. What about you? So then I was guided to write, assert our authenticity. So keep coming out. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't revert, is what I just heard. You're the converter. Don't revert to what hurt. You've done too much inner work. You've overcome and risen above all that that was perhaps obstacles that didn't want you to succeed. Like, we're really high vibe, right? So if I've always understood WW3 to be of a spiritual nature. It's our consciousness, and it's been a slow burn. It's been a slow, insidious, like water. Think about water. If you've got a leak in your house, if you have water issues in the house, you know it, right? And water always finds a way. Look what it does to the soil, to the rocks. Look what it does to in nature. And so this spiritual battle has been one that's been going on for generations. And we are the ones to break free. So, as the high, what I'm wanting to say or trying to say here is, as a high frequency being of light, we are going to attract those, like, it's good and evil, if you will, God and, the demonic realms. And we are here in service to God, to the light. And so we're going to draw, there's going to be people that come in, situations that come in that want to move us away from our spiritual path, to move us away, to forget who we are. And we see it happen in the world, right? Like the trauma leads to becoming something that we're not, living within a lot of heartache and pain. It's like what am I hearing? The melding pot. Didn't that word come through earlier? Melding? Yeah. The melting, maybe it's the melting pot. We become like this melting pot for dis-ease. And the only way to get out of that is through acceptance of our responsibility in the whole mess of things. But we've moved beyond that. So we're here to assert our authenticity. Authentic August. That's what it is going forward. Coming out, coming of age, out of fear and into the embrace of eternal love. And then I was guided to, so all different colors, of course, and put an arrow down. And then what came through is, it's a gutsy move. You can trust your gut instinct, your inner knowing, GNO, the gnosis, what we know, and we don't know why we know or how we know, but we've always known that stuff. Love is an action. Move guided by spirit. We deserve it. We are worth it. Soul satisfaction. And then these two little hearts. Harmony was written in the middle, bliss underneath with the spirals. And then feed your soul, coming together. Two as one, balance, dance, expand. Union, mind, body, soul. Acceptance, romance, dance, celebrate, co-create. And then silly. So, and then, silly pops in, because that's how my team works with me. Silly. That's a part of my role here, I think, partially for entertainment. And yet, it's in order to help the human see the folly of the human way, right? How we get caught up and we forget to play. And when that's what we are. So anyways, then what came through is, where have all the sturgeon gone? So this is the sturgeon full moon. Sorry. I think that's so funny. And then I heard that song, where have all the flowers gone? Long time passing. So it's like, where have all the sturgeon gone? What have we done to our waters? What have we done? Truly, what have we done? We have been corralled, like they've got the hounds, the beasts out there corralling us all into this pen. And they don't want us to have fun. I live in Canada, for those who don't know, the province of Nova Scotia, where my family originates, partially, where I spent a lot of summer vacations. Nova Scotia has banned nature. Remember, they tried to do this with the COVID years ago? They did it, right? A mandate is only when you and I comply. And I'm saying to people, and I say it all the time, the only way to reclaim your power is to stand up against a government, an external authority that wants to control you. So in Nova Scotia, how crazy. They've banned, you can't go in the woods. Even if it's on your property, you can't go in the woods. And if you do, and they catch you, they're going to, and they want your neighbors to snitch on you. Come on, neighbors. It's the people that you meet when you're walking down the street. It's the people that you meet each day, creating feelings of safety and security. Instead, they're like, I want you to be a snitch. And we saw it happen. You know, Canada's pretty authoritarian, and they pick and choose what they want to show you on the taxpayer funded news, the propaganda branch. And we've seen it happen in other great countries, right? But it's a slow, insidious process. This is a time of the reclamation of our personal power, our responsibility for living our best life. Like, how much time do any of us have left? Who knows? Who knows? Under Where Have All the Sturgeon Gone, and that little musical interlude, the word, what came through, receptivity, open, don't close. We are so close. The masculine and divine masculine, divine feminine, divine union equals divine justice. I was then guided to draw a spiral, matching energy. It's a frequency. It's a frequency thing. Being real brings karmic rewards. And then, so back to February. Remember when I said, oh my gosh, wait till you see what I wrote today. So back in February, was that? Where was that? Spirit is speaking. No, that's not it. Where is it? The watering. Oh, watering seeds and blowing wishes. Trust your inner vision and intuition. And the very last thing I was guided to write here today, greener gardens where we water. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I kind of get shaky. That's okay. And so then, just to wrap this up, because it is Friday in my world. Yay. Yay. Let me take a sip here. So as I mentioned, yesterday I was going to come live, and then my guides are like, no, Lisa, no. So I was like, okay. So, but I had brought the cards, the Oceanic Tarot, as well as the Lemurian Star Child Oracle, which are the ones that I usually use for the Whimsical Wednesday inner child messages. So before I came live today, I was guided to shuffle them up and ask. Normally I like to do that with all of you, but just for myself, I just wanted to see something. So look what came out after. So this was after all of that was written. Justice, balance, karmic rewards, and then destiny, wheel of fortune, destined. Each of us has a destined path, and it's like we have to walk the karmic path in order to even recognize the destined path, right? We have to walk through it all. And when we recognize the destined path and we act in as spirit is guiding, when we do that, that's when the karmic rewards come in, because we didn't just do all of this work. We didn't live through it all to go like, oh, that's it. Oh my gosh. Imagine if I gave up years ago after Frank died, or at any time, but especially after Frank died. Imagine I gave up. Imagine those angels, those guides didn't save my life back there in March 2021. Geez, I would never have had the opportunity to have this experience. And what a travesty, right? And that would have been perpetuating a cycle, a karmic cycle that I came into this life to break. So the final card from this deck is the Queen of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Karmic, moving through the karmic gracefully. It's not easy. This was the next card out. It's not easy to walk the path of forgiveness. And forgiveness, it's not like a small little thing. It's like everything. And spirit, the spiritual realms always give us an opportunity to heal deep wounds, to heal these things, to heal ourselves so that we can see the bigger picture, so that we can be the light in the world, so that we can see ourselves and our experience and our story to share as a gift to the world. As a gift, our life is a gift. And these are the final two cards that came out. We've got the 6, and that's really funny, and another 10. I didn't notice that until now. So that 10, crystal child, you're not, oh, that's not the 10. The 10, Vision of unity. Focus on the light, right to see, releasing illusion, pineal activation, the initiation. The initiation and the coming online, the remembering, and it takes time, right? We've gone through these periods of isolation, and particularly at this time in 2025, the Gregorian 2025, it's about wrapping up massive cycles so that we can move in to this energy of, unity, the destined path for us, being the one the prophecies spoke about, the rainbow warriors coming to life in this life. We are the pioneers, and there may feel like there's sharks circling, and that's okay. Let those sharks circle, because they have no power over one who is anchored as the seed of love. We may feel wobbly and stuff like that. Yet at the end of the day, when we keep coming back to who we are, our natural core, pure innocence, removing falsehood, and seeing ourselves as the visionary, as the oracle, as the modern day mystic, bringing through ancient wisdom. And it's simply simplistic. It's simply spiritual. There's no big performance here. There's no big performance. It's, our ability to face our shadow over and over and again, perhaps. And just when we think that we've gotten to the core of it, perhaps, then union comes in and there's a whole nother layer that is explored and supports our rise, really, to our dreams and so much more. So stay the course of your heart. I'm feeling guided. I'm going to need some clear quartz today. Clear quartz. So let's just pull a couple cards from the Spirit of the Wheel to close this out. So if you've made it to this far in the replay or the live, hit the thumbs up. Let me know. Does this resonate? Are you feeling the energy? Can you see that? 111. Make a wish. Born for bliss. Born for all of it. And not everyone can do. You're incredibly powerful. You are incredibly powerful. And perhaps we're just beginning to recognize that again. And it's, what is our power? The purity of our heart. Our ability to stay focused on the love that we are, the light that we bring to the table, releasing our own illusions, moving beyond the egocentric nature for 4949, and then allowing spirit to guide us, and then we take action. That's love. So a couple messages from our higher self. Two came out. Three. All right, four. Okay. Oh, I didn't even see that one. Okay. Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. So we have the full moon. Moon is feminine, sun is masculine, coming together as one, independent yet interdependent, co-creative. I had to have my eagle, even though the handle broke on my eagle mug. I can't let it go. And then here we have the Trinity of Eagles, like the triple moon goddess, direction. And this is what, like, as we settle more and more into our skin as the experience of the masculine or the feminine, in this case, the feminine, there is a remembering of the natural role of the feminine and masculine, not the feminine versus the masculine, the feminine and the masculine working together. And the masculine provides this direction and illumination. It's active growth. It's active energy, where the feminine is much more passive. Not to say that the masculine ought not be passive and receptive as well. You understand what I mean. And if you've ever been in the presence of like a true masculine in their essence, it's a commanding presence. It's a commanding presence. And it's like, it's a leadership role, leading, and also I'm feeling leading and protecting. 3, Empress, co-creation. Earth renewal moon. I don't know which moon. That must be the wolf moon. Greater responsibility, inner knowing, teaching. 16. What is the 16 energy? Is it the Tower, the Death card? Oh, I'm gonna bring my cheat sheet back here again, or out here. I don't have it. Anyways, anywho, ultimately 16 is a 7, the Chariot. I know we are the Chariot. And so we're taking greater responsibility for honoring spirit, because we're the only ones that can do it. We're taking the responsibility for our path, our life, living life authentically as we are. And not everyone's going to like our authenticity. So what? Our joy, our happiness, our fulfillment is not dependent on another person's acceptance of us or another person's permission to go out. Yeah, go out there, Lisa, and be yourself. That's a lot of what's, the layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff that comes off. And the sooner you address the stuff that prevents you from going out into the world authentically, the sooner you will live your best life, filling your own cup from the inside out, not seeking out others to fill your cup or to fill some hole or whatever. We're already whole, WHOLE. Stepping into our role of sacred leadership, responsibility. This 19 energy here, when you add them, the sun, we are the ones. 8, the energy of the self, the eternal soul within the self, mental clarity, awakening, beauty, the butterfly clan, transformation, honesty, integrity, stability, filling our own needs, honoring our heart's desire, our wants and desires. We're here. If it's been said once on this channel, it's been said 1,000 times. We are here to have the entirety of the experience in the flesh. We are here to have the opportunity. We are here and to have the opportunity of healing within the vessel of flesh and healing connection with others. And we do this via via baya. I don't know. No, we don't have to buy anything. And yet many dear souls compromise their soul by selling out to some external illusion of what holds value, what is valuable, what is like, you know, what symbolizes importance or something like that. Mm-mm. We're all within the spiral of the evolutionary spiral of our soul. And so, yeah, everyone is here for soul growth. And we can trust that we are guided by the love of 1,000 ancestors. And we're here in service to the higher good. Trust your inner knowing and make choices based on love. What is going on here? My computer, you know what? Leave me alone. And 14, that 5 energy, the Hierophant. We're not here to be traditional. Maybe in some ways, we are here to restore righteousness to union, to connection, if that's your path. And it's not just union in an intimate way. It's about friendship, fellowship, soul family, kinship. And so the Hierophant energy is uncomfortable, right? Because it's like that path of, think of like the Pope energy. It's that path of, this is the way. And no. The way is the way of the heart. You and I know that. We are here to expand into the joyful path of co-creation. Our direction always illuminated by source that resides eternal within our temporary human heart now. Presently, we are the gift. It's time to open from within. I mean, this is so super cool. And we're feeling it, right? So we're feeling the mental clarity come in. We're having this expanded awakening, and it likely feels quite magical, and I can't really believe what's going on, because we have been so long just clearing and clearing and clearing, and we've done that, and now we're beginning to see once again our own beauty. And again, beauty's not about how we look. Beauty's not about how we look. It's about how we move in the world, with the recognition that we have a greater responsibility here, and we're trusting our inner knowing, and we're stepping into our role as teacher, leader, healer, seeker, eternal, lifelong seeker, right? Does it ever end? No. I mean, the human experience of lisalyle will eventually end. Does the soul that lives in here right now, that's going on and on and on and on and on. We're go in the direction of your joy. Go in the direction of growth. Trust that God, creator, source, your loved ones in spirit, the angelic realms, all those who love us in the spiritual realms, want us to experience soul fulfillment here in this lifetime. And in order to do that, we must be willing to let go and move beyond the mind. And with the recognition that what we see, the potential we see is what we could be. So we've leveled up. We are Look, okay, I'm going to stop because it just keeps getting better. Divine communication, spiritual knowing, inner light, chariot energy again, 16. Where was that other? Um, 777. It's a fortunate time when we trust the journey within and open to the opportunity of experiencing independence within an interdependent community and family. So, beautiful souls, with that being said, I trust that something here has supported you. We will be back here soon. I'm not going to say when, I'm not sure. I'm just kind of like moment to moment right now. So, we'll see how tomorrow goes. Tomorrow is the 8-8 Lion's Gate. We've been in it for a while now. And I just really would encourage you tomorrow to co create and harness your personal power. Like, sacred and holy is this very hour. So, with that being said, I see you, I feel you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for pouring into my cup. I truly am presently, eternally grateful for your presence in the here and now. So, and now my dog's having a dream. Sweet dreams. Although it's daytime. But we're living our dreams. Anyways, I gotta go. I'm getting my foot's falling asleep here. So until next time, everyone, take care. Pamela, thank you, thank you, thank you for continuing to show up and pouring into my cup. I love you, sis. And I'm so grateful for those in the spiritual realms that brought us back together in this lifetime. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you.